Good afternoon. The time is now 4:30 p.m. I would like to call the August 28th, 2024 meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Number 3 on our agenda is the swearing-in ceremony of a new part-time firefighter, Joshua Schmidt. And to speak on this is Chief Cliff.
Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to introduce you to our newest part-time firefighter, Joshua Schmidt. If you want to come on up. So you're now part of a team that's more than just a department. We're a family, and we support one another. We look out for each other, and we face dangers that others run from. And you've worked hard to get here. Today marks the beginning of what we hope there will be a very fulfilling journey in the fire service. I want to have our chaplain, Russ Moran, come up, and we'll do a blessing. Basically, once we'll do a blessing, and then we'll have Township Supervisor Dan Ouellette. He'll do the oath of office, and then right after that, we can do the pinning.
Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, we gather today with gratitude and hope, lifting this new firefighter who has answered the call to serve. We ask for your protection and guidance as he embarks on this noble journey. Grant him strength and courage in the face of danger, wisdom to make sound decisions, compassion for those he helps. May his heart be steadfast, his mind sharp, and his spirits resilient. Surround him with your shield of safety and guide his hands with skill and precision. Let him find strength in teamwork and solace in the camaraderie of his fellow firefighters. We also ask for your comfort and peace for his family, who support and stand by him with unwavering love. Bless his path with protection, his efforts with success, and his service with honor. May he always return safely and find fulfillment in this vital work. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
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 So as you take this oath, remember that it symbolizes more than just words. It represents your pledge to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and bravery. The community looks at you in their moments of the greatest need, and I have no doubt that you will rise to this occasion. Supervisor Ouellette.
Okay, Josh, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joshua Schmidt, do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties of Mill Creek Township firefighter in Mill Creek Township, Erie County, with fidelity. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Next, if you want to come up, we're going to do the pinning of his badge. The badge is more than just a piece of metal. It represents the trust and responsibility placed on a firefighter by the community, the department, and the fellow firefighters. It's a symbol of courage, dedication, and commitment to service that each of our members carries with them. As the badge is pinned on today, it serves as a reminder that you are now part of something larger than yourself. It signifies the readiness to face the challenges ahead and your commitment to uphold the values of the Mill Creek Township Fire Department. Pin it. Congratulations. Thanks. Supervisor, you want to get pictures real quick?
Congratulations again, Mr. Schmidt. We're very happy that you've joined our family. And let's give a shout out and a hoop holla to the fire department that's here. Thank you. I think Chief Cliff said it best, when most people run away, you're running in. We can say that about our fire department and our police department. So thank you very much for keeping our community safe. Okay, next up on our agenda, we have public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Does anyone have any public comment on agenda items?
I just want to know what GIS stands
Oh, there's a question on the agenda about what GIS stands for, and I'll allow Mr. Waldinger to explain the acronym.
Thank you. GIS stands for Geographic Information System. It is really the backbone of most of the software that the township uses nowadays. It keeps track of property ownership, map features. It's just a way of showing data on a map. It's kind of the most common way that municipalities keep track of information. I guess the easiest way I could explain it would be a database that is linked to a map. So rather than just looking at a column of information, it displays it, as map features instead. You're welcome.
It's like Google Maps on steroids. Yeah.
They use GIS all the time.
Yeah. The county uses GIS all the time for those that couldn't hear at home. Okay, next up, number 5 on the agenda, the approval of the minutes, August 13th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 6 on the agenda, approval of the bills. Do I have a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 7 on the agenda, public hearing on a subdivision plan. This is the replot of lands for Bethesda Holdings LLC subdivision. A subdivision plan to show the creation of a 2,936 square foot parcel A and 335 square foot parcel B from 3220 West 32nd Street, which are to become integral part of 3210 West 32nd Street, creating a 23,613 square foot parcel with a 9,424 square foot residual lot. To speak on this is Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you very much. Yes, at their regular meeting of Tuesday, August 6, 2024, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this subdivision with the following requirement: that the aforementioned parcels A and B both become an integral part of 3210 West 32nd Street.
Great, thank you very much. And with that, I will open the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak regarding the replot of lands for Bethesda Holdings, LLC? Please state your name into the record.
Jason Reed.
Great.
I'm here on behalf of Bethesda Holdings, so if there was any questions, I could answer.
Okay. Did the board have any questions?
I have gotten a couple calls from neighbors on Beemit, I think.
Okay.
The side street there, just asking about, because they got the notice.
Oh, okay.
And they just had some questions. I didn't know if you could, I know the answers, but just was wondering if you could just briefly, it has to do with the driveway.
Yes, correct.
You could just like do a quick synopsis.
Sure. So the one parcel, I believe it was parcel A, which is the 2,936 square foot parcel, is actually has the driveway that accesses the building, the commercial building behind the parking lot behind it. So in order to get that off of the residential property, the subdivision needed to be created. Okay. So then there's no encroachments in the future if they decide to sell both parcels or one parcel or keep the other one or what have you.
I see the house is for sale, or the house on the, right next to the...
Yes.
Is that going to remain with Bethesda, or?
Unfortunately, that I do not know.
Okay.
I work for CT Consultants.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
No worries. Thank you.
Any other comments to be made from the public at this time? Okay, seeing none, I will close the hearing. Are there any other questions from the board?
Nope.
Anything else from you, Mr. Waldinger?
Nothing further.
Okay, great, thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the land development plan?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Any discussion? Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Okay, next on our agenda is number 8, bids and quotations. Dispatch radio speakers from the Mill Creek, for the Mill Creek Police Department. The floor is yours, Chief Mook.
Thank you. There are radio communication dead spots in the basement level of the police department where officers on shift may be working. And to keep them in contact with dispatch operations, we need to install 4 speakers that are hardwired into the dispatch radio system. Motorola had previously installed a similar speaker this year in the patrol squadron, which was another dead spot. They have provided a quote for the additional 4 speakers at a cost of $2,282.97. And I highly recommend this be approved due to the obvious safety need of keeping our officers in contact with radio dispatch operations.
Great. Any questions for Chief Mook? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the dispatch radio speakers?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Next, we have emergency flashing light and siren systems. I believe it's 3. Chief Mook in the police department.
Yes, thank you. We have 3 township-owned vehicles currently assigned to investigations. 1, a Chevy Tahoe, a Chevy Traverse, and a Chevy Equinox, none of which are equipped with any emergency lighting or sirens. And to comply with the PA Vehicle Code, Section 4571A, relating to emergency vehicle equipment, that statute requires emergency vehicles to be equipped with a flashing light and siren system. I've obtained a quote from Team Force for the most basic of systems. Team Force has been doing our patrol vehicle upfitting for several years now. The cost for all 3 vehicles totals $5,719, and I'm requesting approval to move forward.
Thank you. Any questions for Chief Mook? Do I have a motion to approve the lights and sirens?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. And now a GIS agreement, which of course we now know the definition of. Thank you, Jerry. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you very much. Yes, our current 3-year enterprise agreement for our Geographic Information System, also known as GIS, expires at the end of the month. Our provider, Esri, has sent us a new 3-year agreement extending to 2027. The new agreement is for $40,900 annually for each of the 3 years. This represents a $1,014 annual increase, or which is 2% increase. Our enterprise agreement covers use of the software by any internal user across all departments, including police, fire, parks and recreation, public works, CRS, administration, and planning. I recommend that the board approve the 3-year enterprise agreement and that the chair be authorized to sign the necessary paperwork. I also did want to point out that Esri does give us a discount on our software. They typically have what they call buckets, where they charge a municipality based on population, and the bucket that they've put us in is the $25,000 to $50,000. Because we were less than 10% over the 50,000 number, they allowed us to be in the smaller bucket, so it is a savings over our
nice.
actual population number.
Very, very good. Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 9 on the agenda, new and amended ordinances under review, and I will now throw it over to Attorney Shaw.
Yes, we have 3 ordinances that are currently under review. First is the subdivision and land development ordinance, also known as the SALDO. We have been reviewing that with engineering and planning and development, doing a final review, and hope to wrap that up shortly. Next, we have the International Property Management Code and the International Fire Code updates. The township had previously adopted the International Property Maintenance Code and the International Fire Code. The township currently uses the 2015 version of these codes, and it's been recommended that the township move to the 2018 version. We are working on making the needed changes to accommodate the changes that are in those 2 international codes. And lastly, zoning ordinance amendments is pending. The current ordinance was adopted in April of 2022. It was recently amended in June to include additional uses and to correct some minor errors. The board has referred additional proposed changes to the Planning Commission, who has reviewed and recommended the proposed changes. The ordinance, known as Ordinance 224-7, will come before the Board of Supervisors at their September 10th, 2024 meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shaw. Next up on our agenda is Resolution 2024-R29, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R-20 and the Municipal Records Manual to approve the proposed disposition of certain township records. And Attorney Shaw.
Before you is a resolution to approve the disposal of certain municipal records maintained by the police department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the Municipal Records Manual. The records to be disposed include MVRBWC footage, that includes test recordings for the period of 6/28/24 through 7/4/24, traffic stops for the period of 5/29/24 through 6/4/24, incident only and special circumstances for the period of 8/28/22 through 9/3/22, and case report, arrest report, and SSR or SRR unknown types for the period of August 28th of 04 through 9/3/04.
Thank you very much.
Let me, I think that's 8/28 of 24 through 9/3/24.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Shaw? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the Resolution 2024-R-29?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 11 on the agenda is the Summer Infrastructure Overtime MOU Amendment with AFSCME Local 3530. And this was sent down from Diane Lyons from the Administration Department regarding the summer infrastructure overtime. There is an extension being done as we are continuing paving through the middle of October. The recommendation is requesting approval to extend the summer infrastructure overtime with the AFSCME bargaining unit through September 27th, 2024. And I will make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
I made the motion, and it was seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 12 is the Humane Society Agreement Extension. And to speak on this is Attorney Shaw.
Yes, the township has a long-standing relationship with the Erie Humane Society. The township previously entered into an agreement with the Erie Humane Society in August of 2022. That agreement expired at the end of December of 2023. The township and the Humane Society did not realize that the agreement had expired and continued to operate under the terms of the 2022 agreement. This agreement simply amends the original agreement, extending it until December 31 of 2025. The contract price remains the same at $6,000 a year. The Humane Society will continue to provide the same services offered under the prior contract, including housing stray dogs and cats, and providing the township with 24-hour access to drop-off animals.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Attorney Shaw? I would like to just state that we really value our relationship with the Humane Society and the work that they have been doing with our animal, our new animal officer. It has really been a great relationship, and we are very happy to have them. And not to mention Tucker has now joined us, our therapy dog. So we're really happy to have him. We are going to be announcing him and showing him off at a township meeting soon. So be on the lookout for Tucker. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the Humane Society Agreement extension?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 13 is a settlement agreement for 2710 Pittsburgh Avenue. Attorney Shaw.
Yes, this is a settlement agreement arising from a long-term enforcement action that the township had engaged in September of 2019. Township's code enforcement officers performed a property maintenance inspection of the property structures located at 2710 Pittsburgh Avenue. Multiple violations of the property maintenance code were discovered, and the property was ultimately condemned. The violations continue to exist on the property. In March of 21. The township commenced a civil action in the Erie County Court of Common Pleas, seeking an order compelling the property owner to abate the violations, and alternatively, an order permitting the township to enter the property to abate the violations. The township received such a court order in December of 23 and proceeded to abate the violations this past spring. The property is owned by Mary Mullen. In an effort to amicably and quickly resolve the issues regarding the property, the township approached Ms. Mullen regarding the possibility of entering into a settlement agreement. The agreement before you is an agreement that she has agreed to. It is entered into between the township and Ms. Mullen. In exchange for the township withdrawing the lawsuit against the property, Ms. Mullen will permit the township to file a lien against the property for the abatement costs and the attorney's fees and costs incurred in resolving the violations of the township property maintenance code. The township agrees not to take action to collect on the lien for a period of 1 year from the date of this agreement. Township also agrees not to charge interest on the lien for a period of 1 year from the date of the agreement. The agreement further provides that Ms. Mullen will take all reasonable efforts to sell the property so that the township may timely recover the costs associated with resolving the violations. The recommendation would be to approve this agreement, and it has been reviewed and signed by Ms. Mullen.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions for Attorney Shaw? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the settlement agreement at 2710 Pittsburgh Avenue?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 14 on the agenda, the turnaround easement at 1250 Arden Road. Michael Bednar is the owner. And to speak on this is Attorney Shaw.
Yes, just before there's an easement agreement for a turnaround for snowplows and safety vehicles at 1250 Arden Road. It's currently a road with a dead end. The owner at the end of the road has agreed to provide the township with an easement to enable the township to create a turnaround for snowplows and safety vehicles. I believe the owner has executed this document, and therefore we would recommend approval.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Attorney Shaw? Do I have a motion to approve the turnaround easement at 1250 Arden Road?
So moved.
I will second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 15 on the agenda, sidewalk deferral requests. 5308 Old French Road, Jason and Rachel Wettigan, developer. And to speak on this is Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. As you mentioned, Jason and Rachel Wettigan are building a single-family home at 5308 Old French Road. They are requesting a sidewalk deferral. It has been reviewed by the Planning and Development Department. There are currently no sidewalks in the area at this time. They have signed our sidewalk deferral agreement, agreeing to build sidewalks in the future if such need arises or if the neighboring properties install sidewalks. So at this time, we would recommend approval of this sidewalk deferral agreement.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger on this? Okay, is there a motion to approve the sidewalk deferral at 5308 Old French?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. The second sidewalk deferral is at 2570 Zimmerly Road. This is Westminster Place Partnership and Chestnut Chicago Holdings developer. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yes, this is for the developer combination of Westminster Place Partnership and Chestnut Chicago Holdings, LLC. They are developing a new Dollar General on the north side of Zimmerly Road, west of Zook Road. This has also been reviewed by the Planning and Development Department. This development is immediately adjacent and west of the Niagara Car Wash development at the corner of Zook and Zimmerly, which does have a sidewalk installed. It is also just east of the Temple Anshi Hesed, which has a sidewalk deferral agreement to construct sidewalks along Zimmerly Road if other sidewalks are installed in the future. Given the fact that this is adjacent to an already existing sidewalk and could help complete a full sidewalk network on Zimmerly Road between Old Zook Road and New Zook Road, my department does recommend denial of this sidewalk deferral agreement.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger?
I have a question. Matt, so would this then require the temple to construct a sidewalk on Zimmerly?
It would not yet, because there is still one other piece still held by Westminster Place that isn't being developed
In between.
But yes, as soon as that parcel is developed, then it would trigger the temple to build theirs.
Thank you.
And just for the folks watching and listening here, the intent of the sidewalk deferral agreements really is a function of there are no sidewalks in the area, so why make someone put one in if it's really a sidewalk to nowhere on both ends of their property? But in cases where there are connecting sidewalks, the board has typically denied the request for deferral. And in this case, we have one more piece to go in, and typically when you get a sidewalk deferral, it's a document that's recorded, so it applies not only to the existing owner at the time, but also any future owners, and it provides that the supervisors can require at any point the owner of such property to proceed and install a sidewalk. So we're getting close to having an opportunity to have a sidewalk that would then connect, frankly, to another neighborhood in Mill Creek, that would have walking access to not only the Dollar General, but the variety of stores, as well as all the way to the mall at this point.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Attorney Shaw. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the sidewalk deferral? Okay, there is no motion made. Therefore, this point of order it's automatically denied. Is that correct?
I think just to keep the record clear, I would go ahead and make a motion to deny the request.
And then okay. Then I will make a motion for the sidewalk deferral request for the 2570 Zimmerly Road.
To be denied?
To be denied, sorry. Okay, yes, sorry. We'll add that in. I am making a motion to deny the 2570 Zimmerly Road request.
I'll second.
I made the motion. It was seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. The denial of 2570 Zimmerly Road sidewalk has passed. Thank you. Number 16, financial security release to Gexpro, 4810 Pittsburgh Avenue. And to speak on this is Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yes, the developer of Gexpro, which is a warehouse at 4810 Pittsburgh Avenue, is Westminster Development LLC. They are requesting release of their financial security for the project. In front of you is a form signed by Township Engineer Robert Rodemoyer indicating that they have completed all of their necessary improvements. There's also a letter from Greenman Peterson Incorporated, the township's contracted third-party engineering firm, confirming that their stormwater management facilities were built in reasonable conformity to our requirements. So at this time, I would recommend that the board vote to release Erie Bank Letter of Credit number 1693 in the amount of $138,298.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the financial security release at 4810 Pittsburgh Avenue?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 17, Zoning Hearing Board alternate appointment. Mr. Charles Vogt. To speak on this is Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yeah, there are currently 2 vacant spots for alternate members on the Zoning Hearing Board. Alternates are there and able to fill in for any of the 3 permanent Zoning Hearing Board members when any of them are unable to attend a meeting. The board has interviewed and wishes to appoint Charles Fote to one of the alternate positions. Mr. Fote is a longtime Mill Creek resident and business owner. He has been a realtor since 1972 and served several years as vice president of the Pennsylvania Board of Realtors. His knowledge and experience in Mill Creek will be a welcome addition to the Zoning Hearing Board roster. I would like to just clarify my statement. The Board of Supervisors is wishing to appoint. They are the appointing body, not the Zoning Hearing Board themselves.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Okay, do I have a motion to approve Charles Vogt as Zoning Hearing Board alternate?
I'll make that motion, Kim.
Okay.
I'll second.
Mr. Bach has made the motion and Mr. Olet has seconded. Any discussion? Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 18, firefighter acceptance of the International Association of Firefighters, IAFF Local 5492. And to speak on this is Chief Cliff first, and then we'll go to Attorney Shaw.
Thank you. The full-time firefighters of Mill Creek Township Fire Department have successfully unionized through the International Association of Firefighters. They did their votes and they've been assigned a local number of 5492. It is my recommendation that Mill Creek Township formally recognize the Mill Creek Township Firefighters IAFF Local 5492 as the exclusive collective bargaining unit representing all full-time firefighters within Mill Creek Township Fire Department. This recognition should extend to the full-time firefighters and also include those that would hold rank up to platoon or deputy chief.
Great. Thank you very much. Attorney Shaw? Okay. Any questions for Chief Cliff or Attorney Shaw by the board? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the International Association of Firefighters Local 5492?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. We now are at number 19, communications, and we are going to hear from our treasurer, Miss Melanie Page.
And I have nothing to say today.
That was exciting. Thank you
was.
very much. No, that's okay. Were you congratulating the union? Yes, I was congratulations. We have promotion requests in the Mill Creek Fire Department from part-time to full-time firefighters. There are 2 of them, and to speak on this is Chief Cliff.
Thank you. We recently completed internal promotional interviews for part-time firefighters, paramedics to transition to full-time. Due to the elevated amount of overtime and vacancies in our schedules, we saw the need to add to full-time ranks. It is my recommendation that we would promote Jesse Walker and Brian Salvatore to the full-time status with Mill Creek Township Fire Department. Their tentative start date would be September 1st of 2024, pending satisfactory pre-employment testing at a pay rate of a probationary firefighter of $21.04 per hour.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Chief Cliff? Chief, if you would like to just clarify the reasons for the promotions and the need for full-time firefighters, if you could tell our residents that.
So currently with our ALS licensure for providing that service to the community, we're required to have a paramedic on staff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We identified we had 2 individuals within our department that were paramedics, but they were only operating in a part-time capacity. Moving them to a full-time position will ensure that we always have a firefighter with the paramedic qualification on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Great, thank you very much. That's an important distinction. I just learned about it a few years ago, so that makes the difference. Thank you. All right, do I have a motion to approve the part-time to full-time firefighters?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. A motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. We now have a hiring request from the Park and Rec Department, and to speak on this is Ms. Ashley Marsteller.
Thank you. The listed employees and volunteers are requested to be approved for the fall 2024 season. These employees and volunteers are essential to carrying out our fall recreational offerings in our Parks and Rec Department. The part-time employee wages are accounted for in the Parks and Recreations Department's operational budget, and the wages suggested for each employee are based off the approved part-time wage scale that was approved by the Board of Supervisors. So it is my recommendation to approve the listed employees for the fall 2024 program session.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions first for Ms. Marsteller? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the hiring requests in the Park and Rec Department?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Training requests. The MPD, Mill Creek Police Department, has 2 of them. And Chief Mook, go ahead.
Thank you. The first request is a retroactive request from our IT manager, Chris Filson, to attend the VNet Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity Summit, which took place earlier today. And the second request, the FBI is hosting their annual Great Lakes Leadership Seminar in Niagara Falls at the Air Reserve Station from October 6th to the 11th. Officers at the rank of lieutenant and above are eligible to attend. The training will cover modern issues facing police leaders. Instructors are drawn from the FBI's Academy and other subject matter experts nationally. I request approval for Lieutenant Brandon Haynes to attend this because of his role as a platoon commander in patrol. Tuition is $375. Lodging is $85 per night for 5 nights, totaling $425. Per diem is $379.50, and fuel and tolls are estimated at $50.
Thank you very much. Did you have both of your requests that you just went through?
Yes.
Okay, great. I wanted to make sure we did both at the same time. Is there a motion to approve the request from the Mill Creek Police Department for training?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. We had, I think, a request from administration.
Correct, but
Yes.
he was not able to go, so.
Okay,
no request.
so we're withdrawing that request. No formal action. Point of order, Mr. Shaw? Okay, thank you very much. We have 2 from the Mill Creek Fire Department. Chief Cliff, you can do both of those.
Okay, thank you. Full-time firefighter Jeff Payton is seeking approval to take his Firefighter 2 certification through Butler County Community College. The class date is October 6, 2024, and the price for the certification class is $185. And the second request is the Pennsylvania Municipal League is having their 2024 Leadership Summit Wednesday, October 9th through Sunday, October 13th in Scranton, PA. This conference is also falling in line with the third quarter Career Fire Chiefs Association meeting. The cost of the conference is $220. The hotel is $528.09, and transportation would be by department vehicle. It's my recommendation to approve both.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Chief Cliff? Do I have a motion to approve the firefighter trainings?
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. And lastly, we have a planning and development training request. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. I am seeking permission for 4 members of the Planning and Development Department to attend the 2024 Pennsylvania chapter of the American Planning Association State Conference. Those would be Matthew Puz, Julie Maggio, Matthew Puda, and myself. The conference will be held from October 13th through 15th at the Bayfront Convention Center in downtown Erie. Mr. Puz, Ms. Maggio, and Mr. Puda, they can attend for the early bird member rate of $390 each. I am part of the conference organizing committee and receive a special rate of $100 for my registration. There are some potential fees for mobile workshops as part of the conference, depending on the individual sessions that each person chooses. So I am asking for permission for a not-to-exceed registration amount for all attendees of $1,700, which will be paid from the Planning and Development Training budget as a budgeted expense.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Mr. Waldinger, is this the first time it's been held in Erie?
No, the last time was 2018, so it's been 6
Oh.
years. They do rotate it around the state.
Okay, that's a nice opportunity that it's so close.
Correct.
Great. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the training opportunity for the Planning and Development Department?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
Okay, motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Now we have a fire police request, the McDowell Cross Country Invitational, which I've attended every year for the last 5 years. And to speak on this is Chief Cliff.
Thank you. We got a request from McDowell Cross Country Team. They're requesting assistance from the fire police to assist with traffic control for their 50th annual McDowell Cross Country Invitational at Brown's Farm on August 31st of 2024. I recommend the approval.
All right, any questions for Chief Cliff? Chief, are you going to be there? No. I don't run, but I just admire the hard work going in by it's a crazy event. If you're up in that area around Brown's Farm, it's nuts. So, great, thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve the cross-country fire police request?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Okay, we had 2 executive sessions that were held at Mill Creek Township. And the first one was held on August 15th, 2024. During this meeting, real estate matters related to park and rec facilities were discussed, as well as right-of-way dedications, sanitary sewer easements, and drainage easements. Personnel matters, public safety matters, and litigation matters related to code enforcement, contract dispute, and easement dispute were discussed. On August 22nd, 2024, another executive session was held. Real estate matters related to park and rec facilities were discussed, along with sanitary sewer easements, drainage easements, public safety matters, and litigation matters related to code enforcement, contract dispute, and easement dispute. Okay, so lastly, on the agenda, we have solicitor communications. Attorney Shaw, what else have you?
Nothing further.
Oh darn, thank you very much. We now have citizens to be heard. Are there any citizens that would like to speak today? Please, you can come to the podium, and I will ask that you state your first name and your last name into the record, and then you can sign afterward.
Thank you. My name is Paul Francis. I live at
Would you pull it just a little closer, Mr. Francis?
I am Mr. Paul Francis. I live at 438 Clifton Drive. The Eaglehurst subdivision surrounds my property from Westlake Road to the lake, from Shorehaven Drive to Marshall Drive Ravine. I am here to request stormwater containment be implemented on State Route 5A, which is also known as Westlake Road. There is no stormwater containment, and it has been planned for more than 10 years, and I believe Mr. Waldinger is aware of it. I would like to have this stormwater containment implemented, put out for bid, whatever the first steps are, due to the flooding and the constant pumping of basements, my own basement included on Clifton Drive, with a low point where this particular stormwater descends. The stormwater I'm mentioning is centered around the Eaglehurst subdivision from east to west. It's from the Marshall Drive ravine all the way west to the Shorehaven Drive intersection. There is no stormwater containment whatsoever in this area. It has been proposed by Mill Creek to implement this for a long time. And I am here to request the supervisors move with the planning department to implement a request for bid for stormwater containment for the existing and new residences of the Eaglehurst subdivision due to flooding.
Thank you very much.
This is an area that's traveled by Mill Creek school buses and more than 10,000 vehicles per day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for signing in. Anyone else here to speak? Citizens to be heard? I'll just put a shout out to the gentleman signing in. The cross-country invitational will be at Brown's Farm across from Asbury School. It's a great event. Schools from all over the county go and participate. It's a super cool event, so I highly recommend. Thank you, sir. Just state your name and for the record.
Jerry Svinia, 1720 West Square Road, Erie, PA, 16509. Thanks for letting me talk today. I was watching the news the other day, and I saw an announcement of a meeting at Mill Creek Township Building. And I looked and looked on your website. It was about the study commission. Lo and behold, it was nothing. I came down, had a little show out there. Mr. Olajeri and some of the people that were apparently are backing him and seeking signatures. So I listened a little bit and trying to figure him out, and he talked about an anomaly anomaly of a mayor. So I asked somebody, and he told me Mr. Shaw had put editorial or made a comment about what type of things could be studied?
It's the second-class township code, yes. And we do have that up on our website. It's information of the Mill Creek Township Code and the process of the government question on the ballot.
Well, I remember when this went on, somehow home rule charter got excluded, correct?
Correct.
And how did that go by? How did that happen? I mean, was that in agreement with the supervisors, or who pushed that, or was that not part of it totally?
It was an option that was out there that obviously was not selected. In terms of the mayor issue, the statute provides there are multiple options of an alternative form of government that the commission is to consider. One of which, several of which involve a mayor type scenario, which and each of them have different language in terms of what the strength of the mayor is versus the council that would be elected. It's just one of the options that are out there for them to consider. And that's just part of the when a government commission study is formed to consider an optional form of government, those are the options that are set forth in the statute that they can consider.
So according to him, it's going to be $1 for every township resident?
I don't know what the price will be.
It could be more.
Yes.
It could be.
Probably will be.
Again, the commission, assuming the vote passes and a commission is formed, the commission has the power to hire consultants to assist them in their endeavor. Ultimately, the township is on the hook for those costs.
Sure.
So, whatever it may cost.
So I know it was going on the ballot, and I read Title 53, and the election for the 7 people, that is part of Title 53?
Yes, and that happens at the same time that the ballot question is voted on. So
Yeah.
it's somewhat unusual and can be confusing because, if the voters would say no, then there's no commission. So there was no need to vote, but people have to vote in case it passes, and then, you would have the commissioners who would be elected to be part of that commission.
Well, the only thing that bothered me when I heard that about him saying it was an anomaly was the fact that the home rule charter was taken out of the equation from almost a get-go. And, go ahead.
And the home rule charter it's not necessarily addressing, the form of government, but it addresses the rules that government would need to follow. So, for example, there are certain things a second-class township can't do because the second-class township code doesn't give it the authority to do. If you want the home rule charter procedure, you may be able to then adopt some things that maybe a first-class city can do or a second-class city can do that might make more sense for a municipality of your size. But that's what was not included as part of the ballot question.
There still isn't much out there about it unless you go to the group, I don't know what it is, for a better Milkirk. I don't know what's wrong with it now.
And I don't know what anomaly he was referring to. I didn't listen to his talk.
Well, all right. I just, I don't like this stuff being force-fed. And to me, home rule charter was force-fed, and so was the idea of this. Just the way it happened. So, anyways, I have one other thing to ask you. Maybe it probably won't be to her. I got a new motto for Welcome to Milkirk. Come buy a house here, pay too much money for it, and Milkirk will file an assessment appeal and take more money out of your pocket on a bet. If any income, any more tax generated over $1,000 kicks an assessment appeal by a school district. There's 9 school districts in this county. 8 of them are doing it. Did you know that? Did you guys know that?
No, the school district makes its own separate determination as to what to appeal.
Sure.
I mean, we get on I think a monthly or biweekly basis a list of all the various, assessments that are out there where there might be changes, and we review it. And if there's any that we particularly think are, geez, that's a significant difference.
Sure.
There's no hard and fast rule that the township follows. Most of your tax assessment appeals, frankly, are generated by the school district. We will review those when they come in, because obviously we have an interest then if they've appealed. And in a lot of instances, we intervene just so we know what's going on, but we don't particularly take an active role in those. The school district, for the most part, is the entity that's active in that because, they're 60% of the total tax. Township's only 14, 15, 16% in that range.
Yeah.
In fact, we're less than what the county is. So, we're kind of the tail wagging the dog on those issues.
Well, I just want people to be aware of it in Mill Creek that are looking or coming to Mill Creek looking for a house. There's 174 appeals filed by school districts by August 1st already through the county. They had to have them in, just so you know. But I just don't think it's a very welcoming way for Mill Creek to bring people here and welcome them.
Yeah, we can't control what the district does.
Sure, I know.
And nor can we control, people may appeal their own assessments.
Oh,
It goes both ways.
Oh, yeah. Well, I talked to him already. I talked to O'Toole, so. But I want you guys to be aware of it. I think people should understand that, and realtors are supposed to tell people, but I don't know if they quite share that information. And one other thing as to this, what I call this question on our type of government. Let's pray. I would ask everybody to pray that we have impartial people running. I don't know if when you voted for it, you ever gave any consideration of the people that would apply for the 7 positions, and win, that they would be impartial either way. There may be good, there may be bad, but we have to pray that we have honest and upright people, of which I am not. So thank you. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You can go home, Chief.
And with that noted, you're concerned with school taxes. I will tell you right now that your state tax, $6.1 billion was given to education by the state in 2000. It's now significantly less than that. So who has to make up for the difference is the local municipality, school district, or the local residents. So that's one of the reasons, is because less money, about half as much money is put into education at the state level than it used to be. So. Oh, I know. So half is what's taken into consideration with inflation. So, yes. So talk to your state legislators on that note. Okay. Any other questions? Any other citizens to be heard? Oh, yes. Hello, sir. Please state your name for the record in case we don't know.
In case you don't know, Dennis McAndrew. I attend a lot of meetings, and but I thought it was a little condescending that when you of all people being an English teacher should know in proper writing, you state what it is and then use an acronym first. Like if I say FBI, what do you think of?
The Federal Bureau of Investigation?
In my line of work, it used to mean foodborne illness.
Oh.
So an acronym should be defined first. You should know this as an English teacher, and then use the acronym the rest of the article. So earlier when you kind of made fun, but it did sound.
Oh, I wasn't
it did
making
come across
fun
a little
of GIS.
condescending.
Oh, no.
So
Dennis,
not everyone attends, not everyone knows. I just want to point that out.
Jerry, did I offend you?
I took offense. I come to a lot of meetings and I didn't remember.
I thought it was fun that we were going through the acronyms. That's why I was laughing, because it was fun.
Right. But some people might have taken offense.
All right.
The proper English.
And you know
write
me.
it out first.
And no, I was
You of all
not.
people should know better.
I thought it was a fun question from Jerry. No offense.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Sorry, Jerry.
So acronyms should be explained first, and then and that's
And
proper
actually,
English. I know she writes a lot in a hurry, and it's nothing
Yes.
against the secretary. I'm not criticizing.
But I will say Matt did, in his explanation, we
Yes.
weren't there yet, he was questioning the agenda.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I'm just saying though. Not everyone knows certain acronyms, and they are used multiple ways
Absolutely.
in multiple different situations. The other thing I'd like to know on record, Chief's probably going to cringe. I criticize things a lot of the police department and other things in enforcement, but I think it's great that you are not in the news for accidentally shooting someone or whatever, and all the training for special people in crisis and having the crisis officer work with you, and then having the dog come in and trying to be proactive instead of reactive. I think that's great for Mill Creek that we're not in the news for anything bad
happening like in a lot of other places recently that have made the news. And I want to condemn and not condemn, congratulate that foresight and great work that you're doing for Mill Creek and the citizens who are experiencing bad things and doing such a great job. And I hope we don't ever get in the news for that. So thank you.
Thank you. I will also second that and commend Chief Mook on the training, the time he takes. We under his advisement, we have someone that is in charge of training now and monitors that. And he is a true believer in making sure we go in prepared so that we're always making the best decisions. He in the force itself use de-escalation techniques, and I'm in awe daily. So thank you, Chief Mook. Hello.
Hi.
State your name for the record, please.
I'm John Bokikio, 818 Clifton Drive. I just wanted to make sure that you understand and put on the record of the potential zoning issue coming up on the 3500 block of Westlake Road and Linden Avenue. Currently it's zoned multi-use, well, it's actually zoned multi-use and residential. It was the old aviation club, and my property butts up against the very last part of that property. Number one, I was really irritated that when we were notified of that, I received the notice in the mail. However, only the residents that were directly affected that had property adjoining that received the notice. I have a street full of neighbors, including Paul, that are irate that they knew nothing about that. So the more we talk, the more people are pretty irritated with it. The developer who bought that property wants to change it to a multi-use property, fully multi-use. That is going to bring a slew of traffic down our road, on my road Clifton, on Linden, Marshall, all the roads north of Westlake. It's already difficult to pull out for those residents. There have been multiple accidents on the corner of Clifton and Westlake Road. There's some other safety concerns with putting in, if you zone that multi-use and they put in a bunch of rental properties or business or whatever the plans are, we still don't know the plan. There's also some environmental concerns with the infrastructure. We know there's been some storm water drainage issues and also sewage issues down in that area that Paul was speaking of earlier. Adding more units is just going to create more of a problem. I looked at the Chapter 94 report, and Mill Creek did, from what I gathered from it, did file for an upgrade to the pump station on Shore Haven, but they didn't, and I talked to the DEP about that. They didn't know when you were planning on doing that within the next several years, they said. But we were screwed once by Mill Creek when they rerouted the airport runway. We picked up a lot of that traffic that, excuse me, that used to go down Powell Avenue, and when they put that runway extension in, a lot of that traffic came down my street. And 24 years ago when I bought the street, it was a nice quiet neighborhood, and the kids had, nice neighborhood to ride their bikes. And the traffic's ridiculous. People fly up and down the road. We complained, the residents on Clifton complained, and Brian McGrath at the time came over to our neighborhood. We had a meeting in the front yard. He told us it was all going to be taken care of and that wasn't going to be an issue, and the cars are flying up and down 50 miles an hour. That's an upcoming issue on September 10th at 9:30. I believe you're going to have a vote on that. But I want you to know, I hope you're looking into, do we even have the infrastructure to handle that? But also, you're going to completely ruin that neighborhood and the property values and traffic and safety concerns. So I was hoping between now and the 10th, maybe you could, if you haven't really looked at the area or done any investigation into, do we even have the sewer capacity and the runoff, the capacity to handle the extra runoff and take away that green space that's there now? So it's just a concern, and you know, I know you're going to vote on that on the 10th. I just sort of wanted to put that on your radar and put it on record. You have a lot of concerned residents in that entire area. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other citizens to be heard?
I, Paul Francis, fully support John and his recommendation to slow the traffic down on Clifton Drive. His statement of 40, 50 miles an hour is not an exaggeration. We have new residents on Clifton Drive that seem as though they can drive it like they're on Route 20 or something. I would understand that previously the Mill Creek Township put a mobile sign on my front lawn that recorded the speeds of vehicles traveling in one direction, and I would like to encourage Mill Creek to put that mobile sign on the trailer on my front lawn again, just to alert the people of their speed. The speed limit, I believe, is 25 miles per hour on a residential street. I see cars going 40 and 50 up and down Clifton Drive all the time. I had one car in the wintertime, they hit the brakes and they slid all the way across the sidewalk, past my tree, ended up stuck on my front lawn. So I'm not exaggerating, and perhaps this mobile sign on the trailer could then be moved to Upper Clifton Drive to benefit John's neighbors as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens to be heard? Okay. Seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion, meeting adjourned.